Jay-Z's career, you can look at that and say the association to Beyonce is when he started to receive the 16, but he got 16, 17 Grammys since.
You see what I'm saying? So he had to say, yo, nobody scared of 50. Let's get this clear. Nobody is scared of 50. You know, but I'm not the issue. Him making you feel like a punk is the issue.
So, if you've scrolled through 50 Cent's Instagram today, you're probably well aware that he's not exactly sending warm and fuzzy vibes Diddy's way. There's definitely some bad blood there. But here's the kicker. It's not just Diddy catching the heat. Jay-Z's in the mix too. Turns out, 50 and Jay-Z have been simmering in a that's been cooking for more than 2 decades. Now, with 50 Cent harboring what seems like a joint hatred for both Diddy and Jay-Z, the rumor mill is working overtime. Word on the street is that 50 is slowly peeling back the curtain on some seriously juicy secrets about these hip-hop heavyweights. And we're not talking regular gossip. There's talk of some seriously eyebrow-raising party videos featuring Jay-Z and Diddy. But hold on, the drama doesn't stop there. Rumors are flying that 50 Cent isn't just sitting on these videos. He's wielding them like a potential game changer. The grapevine suggests he's even tossing a few threats in Jay-Z and Diddy's direction, possibly hinting at releasing those videos. Now, we all know 50 doesn't mess around when it comes to spilling the tea, especially if he's not feeling the love. So, what's the deal with Jay-Z and Diddy? Brace yourself for a wild ride and let's get into it. Alright, so ever since the whole bombshell about Cassie suing Diddy came out, 50 Cent's turned into quite the gossip maestro. Not content with just diving into Diddy's drama, he's now taking aim at Jay-Z, dropping hints that there's some hidden depth to their connection. You know, 50 and Jay-Z have been simmering in a that's been cooking for more than 2 decades. Back in the day, 50 wasn't shy about accusing Jay-Z of buying his way into success. In a 2009 Rolling Stone interview, he went in, calling Jay's self-proclaimed Jesus' title J-Hove SHT and throwing shade at what he dubbed a king complex. Not to mention, 50 suggested Jay had a bit of a traitor vibe, claiming he didn't have his people's best interests in mind, especially mentioning Beanie Sigel from Rockefeller. But now, 50's cranking up the heat, insinuating that Jay-Z's Grammy Haul might have a twist in the tale. In a recent chat with XXL for their 20th anniversary issue, 50 spilled the tea saying, even Jay-Z's career, you can look at that and say, the association to Beyonce is when he started to receive the 16, 17 Grammys since he's been with Beyonce. And you go, prior to that, he had one.
He's been with Beyonce, right? And you go, prior to that, 1.
And speaking of Grammys, Jay's journey didn't exactly start with a bang. It kicked off in '98 when he snagged Best Rap Album. There was a bit of a Grammy dry spell until 2004, when Crazy in Love with Beyonce brought him another one. Fast forward to today, and Jay's got 23 Grammys, sharing the hip-hop throne with Kanye West for the most wins. The rumors are buzzing that 50's suggesting some wild parties go down with Jay-Z and Diddy in the mix. Some eagle-eyed fans are even connecting the dots to Clive Davis's legendary pre-Grammy bash. You know, the one where there have always been whispers about shady stuff happening behind the scenes, stuff us regular folks aren't in the loop about. Now, I know some folks might be giving 50 Cent's recent comments the side-eye, thinking it's a bit of a stretch. But you know what? Let's not forget how tight Diddy and Jay-Z are. I mean, they practically spill the beans themselves. Diddy spilled the tea in an interview not too long ago, letting us in on just how close he and Jay-Z are. It all went down during one of those chill, carpool karaoke sessions with James Corden. You know, the one where they chat and sing while cruising around. So Corden, being the inquisitive host that he is, was curious about how to address the man of many names. Diddy, Puffy, Love, you name it. Diddy, being the master of reinvention, walked us through his name evolution. But when Corden wondered why Sean wasn't on the list, Diddy dropped some knowledge. Turns out, Sean is reserved for only 2 special people, his mom and the one and only Jay-Z. According to Diddy, calling him Sean is a VIP privilege, and Corden didn't quite make the cut for those Sean privileges. It's like an exclusive club, and Jay-Z has the golden ticket. Also, there's still a photo of Jay-Z on Diddy's website, and Diddy's been giving Jay major props for stepping into the shoes of legends like Biggie and Tupac. Back in 2022, during a Twitter Space celebration for Biggie's 50th birthday on Tidal, Diddy couldn't stop singing Jay's praises, especially for holding down the rap scene after we lost Biggie and Pac. He said, "Bro, you filled them shoes though. You came in, and we definitely give thanks. You definitely came, and I just know how much Big really looked up to Jay." And remember when Jay-Z teamed up with the NFL and caught some heat? Diddy had his back, supporting him in public. He hopped on Instagram to say, "Hav is one of the greatest to ever do it. He has been there for more than anybody from the hip-hop culture, including me. He has always been so selfless and fights for other people. We as a people cannot be divided and conquered at this time." Seems like there's some serious bromance going on. Jay-Z even narrated a video montage for Diddy's Lifetime Achievement Award at the the 2022 BET Awards, calling him an inspiration to all those kids starting from scratch. Now, here's the buzzword on the street is that Jay Z and Diddy might have more than just a close friendship. You know the saying about birds of a feather, right? The rumors are alleging that Jay Z has been involved in some seriously sketchy stuff with young girls, similar to his BFF Diddy. Now, this is a lot to process, and it's not entirely shocking if you've heard the rumors floating around for years. People have been whispering about Jay Z not being as squeaky clean as he appears on social media. And no, it's not about the whole Becky with the good hair saga. It's about allegations of him either grooming young girls or helping others in the industry do the same. The buzz that's been floating around for ages about Jay Z allegedly starting to groom Foxy Brown when she was just 14. Yeah, you heard it right. Supposedly they ended up getting involved when she was 15 and he was a 24-year-old dude. I know, it's seriously creepy, but hey, that's Hollywood for you. A place where some messed up stuff goes down. And here's the kicker. Jay Z eventually decided to address these rumors in one of his songs, Picasso Baby, where he said, "I never stuck my C in the Fox's box, but damn if I ain't open up Pandora's box. They try to slander your man on CNN and Fox, but my Mirandas don't stand a chance for cops. Even my old fans like, old man, just stop." And turns out Foxy wasn't too thrilled about it. She'd been telling Jay to let the rumors slide, and in an interview, she spilled the beans, saying she was definitely shocked when he dropped that line. According to Foxy, they had a history beyond just music, and they used to laugh off those rumors. But here's the twist. Foxy felt the need to talk about that embarrassing line when she was basically a kid back then. She mentioned feeling the heat from people talking about her age, and she thinks that's why Jay decided to address it. She said, "Was I shocked when Jay said the line in Picasso Baby? Yes, because we've talked about that. We have a history that supersedes music. We know how this business works. We sit back and we laugh at those rumors. We laugh at that." I think he began to feel the pressure because people began to say my age, the age thing. She was 15, 14. After a while, that gets to a person. The fact that he felt he needed to say that means something struck a chord. It's a bit weird, right? I mean, she was allegedly involved as a teenager, and now she's defending him as a grown woman. It's a bit of a head scratcher, especially considering the whole situation. And just a reminder, the whole consent thing doesn't really fly here because she was a minor at the time. Yeah, if the rumors are true, it's a pretty serious matter. So that's not all the shady stuff Jay Z has allegedly been connected to. And here's another chapter. He used to be tight with R. Kelly, you know, the guy who messed things up big time with Aaliyah, marrying her when she was just 15. Yeah, that's a major no-no because legally she couldn't sign any documents for herself. Needed a parent or guardian for that. But here's where it gets wild. R. Kelly, being Mr. Hollywood with clout, managed to pull some strings and got paperwork that said Aaliyah was 18 and cool to consent to marriage. Fast forward, the truth came out and turns out R. Kelly, well into his 20s at the time, had forged documents to marry a child. The marriage got annulled, but Hollywood's got some seriously messed up dealings, doesn't it? Here's the crazy part. Somehow the dude managed to avoid prison. I know, it sounds like 1,000 laws got broken, right? But you know how it goes in Hollywood. If you've got enough money and influence, you can make things disappear and get away with all sorts of stuff. It's pretty wild, honestly. Now imagine if this whole mess went down in 2023. R. Kelly would probably get hit with the cancel train, massive social media uproar, investigations for forging documents and marrying a child, and a swift exit from the industry. But nah, it was the 90s, a different time. Here's the kicker. Jay Z didn't cancel R. Kelly or even keep his distance. Nope, they went on to drop a joint album and even hit the road together on tour. Yeah, it's a bit weird. So Jaguar Wright thought it was all kinds of weird and couldn't figure out how Jay Z was cool with getting involved with R. Kelly. I mean, looking back, Jay Z seemed totally fine with R. Kelly being with a minor, even marrying her. Makes you question his morals, right?
He was working with R. Kelly and they were making so many records together.
When R. Kelly got hit with those terrible charges, Jay Z tried to act like they were never buddies. But let's be real, considering Jay Z was also accused of allegedly getting involved with an underage Foxy Brown, he wasn't exactly in a spot to throw stones. And here's the kicker. There are rumors that Jay Z allegedly wanted Aaliyah for himself, even though she was married to his friend, illegally. But you get it. Yeah, it's a head scratcher. Aaliyah reportedly had the hots for Jay Z's friend Dame Dash, but Jay Z had other ideas. Was he playing some messed up waiting game for his turn in a group of friends? Yeah, it's downright creepy. So back in the early 2000s, Aaliyah was like the Hollywood superstar, no doubt. Now Jay Z had more than just a little crush on her. We're talking serious feelings. But the plot twist was that Dame Dash, his bro, was dating Aaliyah. And that's where things hit the fan. Jay Z's intense longing for Aaliyah messed up his bromance with Dame. People thought it was all about egos, but Dame spills it, saying Jay Z couldn't handle that Aaliyah was feeling him, not Jay Z. Picture this. Aaliyah, the ultimate catch, match had a bunch of Hollywood guys shooting their shots. Jay Z and Dame were in the mix. Their friendship was already on shaky ground, but things went crazy when they both decided to go after the same girl. It was a total mess. They were in this wild competition, trying to grab Aaliyah's attention, all while knowing others were in the same game. So, two buddies going head-to-head over the same girl? You know that's a recipe for disaster. Jealousy kicked in real quick, especially since Aaliyah was playing the field, going on dates with both of them. But Aaliyah started leaning more towards Dame, and Jay Z wasn't vibing with that. Now, we all know Jay Z doesn't take L's lightly. Things hit rock bottom when Aaliyah and Dame took things to the next level, and Jay Z found out at a 4th of July bash they all attended. Oh, and here's the kicker. Jaguar Wright spilled the tea, backing up Dame's story. Allegedly, Jay Z got his revenge game strong by wrecking Dame's business and selling him out, all because Dame got the girl.
For $1. Look at how he did Dame. Like, I don't fuck if you wanted to get away from your homie, if you wanted to get away from your partner, but to do it the way he did it, it's malicious. But maybe that was because he was a girl that didn't want you.
Anyway, Jay Z shifted his focus from Aaliyah to Beyonce, aiming to be part of Hollywood's ultimate power couple. Problem was, for that dream to happen, he needed Beyonce to be the top lady in Hollywood. Now, don't get me wrong, Beyonce was destined for greatness with or without Jay Z. I mean, have you seen her? She's a legit talent, levels above everyone else. But rewind to when they first crossed paths. Beyonce had just stepped out of Destiny's Child and was hustling to make her mark. Meanwhile, Aaliyah was already carving out her own lane, ready to conquer the world. But then tragedy struck, and Aaliyah left a void at the top. According to Jaguar Wright, that wasn't just a coincidence. It paved the way for Beyonce to step into the spotlight. But here's the interesting thing. There's some talk that Aaliyah's passing might not have been a freak accident, but a well-orchestrated plan. Aaliyah was all set for a music video shoot in Florida, when suddenly, out of the blue, the director Hype Williams decided to switch it up and move the whole gig to the Bahamas. Weird move, right? Everything was good to go in Florida, and folks were already in the shoot groove. They wrapped up the shoot ahead of schedule, but here's the kicker: no plane back to the US. Enter Lenny Kravitz offering his private jet, but Hype Williams nixed that idea, insisting he had another plane lined up. Surprise, surprise. When the replacement plane arrived, it was like a clown car, too small for the crew and gear. Now, here's the twist. Reports spilled the beans that Aaliyah wasn't feeling it. She refused to board that plane, sensing something was off. So, here's the deal according to the New York Post. After Aaliyah raised her red flags about the sketchy plane situation, her crew decided to pull a move. They slipped her a sleeping pill, and she knocked out cold. Next thing she knows, she's being carried onto this overloaded plane without a clue. Oh, and to add more chaos to the mix, the pilot was apparently riding the Long story short, disaster struck a few minutes after takeoff, and the plane crashed, ending in tragedy for everyone on board. Now, in the industry, there's a bunch of folks saying there's more to Aaliyah's passing than what's on the surface. Mary J. Blige straight up said she thinks it was a murder, a spiritual one at that, because according to her, God doesn't do people like that.
You know what I'm saying? Whether people know it or not. And I could go deep, but a lot of people I would have to really bring proof. You know what I'm saying?
This also fits the narrative of the rumors about Jay Z and Diddy facing Illuminati allegations. People suspect they've been involved in some shady stuff, maybe even sacrificing other rappers to the Illuminati to boost their own careers. And when we talk about shady stuff around Jay Z, Coolio's name pops up, right? So last year on a random Wednesday, Coolio passed away at a friend's place in LA. He went to the bathroom, and when his friend checked in, he found Coolio out cold on the floor. Paramedics confirmed he didn't make it. Now, for months, the deets on Coolio's death were a mystery. People suspected a heart thing given his health battles. But here's the kicker. Some folks, including Coolio's crew and family, knew he had some health issues, but others started pointing fingers at Jay Z and Diddy. Why? Coolio did interviews hinting he might spill some industry tea, exposing shady folks. People thought Jay and Diddy had to silence him before he spilled the beans. Later, authorities said Coolio had undiagnosed heart problems, leading to his passing. But that didn't stop the whispers about Jay Z and Diddy being Illuminati hitmen. It's wild, right? And hey, this isn't the first time folks throw shade at Diddy. Some even think he's tied to Biggie's death, with supposed evidence. The rap games has really got some deep conspiracies. Biggie, the legend who left us way too soon at 24. It's been over 25 years since his death, and it's still a mystery. We all kind of rolled with the drive-by shooting story, right? But here's the twist. In February, Diddy's ex-bodyguard, Gene Deal, dropped some bombshell. According to Gene, he and Diddy were right behind Biggie's car that fateful night, and it wasn't no drive-by. Gene spilled the beans saying, "Let's remember that night we were at Andre Harrell's house, and I told you that this car was coming to K-word us or try to get at us that night. I told you I had intel, but you didn't want to hear it. Let me give you something, dog. You would have died just like your father did that night if I wasn't in the car with you." So here's the scoop. According to Gene Deal, that bullet meant for Biggie was actually aimed at Diddy, and Diddy's the one who messed up that night. They were chilling at a museum party, and Gene spots some shady dude trying to get to Diddy's car. He even warns Diddy, but apparently Diddy didn't do squat about it. The plot thickens when you find out Diddy reportedly tried to drop $30,000 on Gene to take out Biggie, but Gene shut that down. In this video, Gene Deal is spilling all the tea, blaming Biggie's death on Diddy. He ain't holding back, calling out Diddy's nasty habits, how he treats everyone like crap, and just being an all-around sketchy dude. And guess what? Diddy's still cashing in on Biggie's legacy, even after all these years. It's like Jaguar Wright said in an interview, Puffy has been making money off of Biggie's name for longer than Biggie was alive. People keep forgetting he hadn't turned 25 yet. He was still 24 when he died. It's been over 25 years. Effing Puffy has been making money on that boy's name longer than he lived. It supported all of Bad Boy. His catalog, clearly a Biggie small verse, is very valuable. Of course, 50 Cent had to throw his 2 cents in, telling Diddy to cut it out and let Biggie rest in peace. Diddy's been doing a bunch to honor Biggie, from sampling his tunes to dropping a notorious big biopic and shouting him out in his own tracks. But it looks like at some point, Diddy shifted gears and started cashing in on Biggie's legacy for himself. When Jay Electronica dropped a track called Ghost of Christopher Wallace, 50 wasn't having it. He straight up called out Diddy, saying, "This is just getting disrespectful. The song doesn't even feel like Biggie, except for that puffy background, the dancing and ad-libs that almost ruin a good song." It's like 50's saying, "Enough's enough, Diddy." Now, Jaguar Wright's dropping some heavy stuff about Diddy, making Gene Deal's claims sound less crazy. In a video, she's putting it all out there, saying Diddy, as the big boss at Bad Boy Entertainment, wasn't shy about abusing his power. Apparently, he'd pressure his staff and artists into doing messed up things just to stroke his own ego, things that would make you think twice about ever working with Diddy again. And here's the jaw dropper. Jaguar spilled about this female lawyer at Bad Boy who walked in on Christopher Williams doing some wild stuff on Diddy in exchange for a demo deal. I mean, seriously? This lawyer, a rising star, thought she hit the jackpot at Bad Boy, set to be the legal head, a big deal for a woman in that role. But then, boom! Trauma alert. She accidentally stumbles into her boss's office and catches him getting some special attention from a movie star. And the kicker? Diddy brushes it off as a power move. The poor lawyer was so messed up by the whole scene that she had to bounce from the company. And that's not even the wildest part. Jaguar's saying everyone who came up in the game with Jay Z and Diddy, yeah, according to her, they've somehow ended up 6 feet under, all for Jay and Diddy to rise to where they are today. It's like a crazy plot twist, but Jaguar's making it sound like the grim reality behind the glitz and glamour. But wait, she's not done. As for Jay Z, she throws it back to the early days, reminiscing about a street battle in New York where Jay Z first caught her ears. But here's the kicker. He wasn't there as the Jay Z we know. He was rolling with Big L, the guy who put him on the map. Then, tragically, Big L kicks the bucket, and suddenly Jay Z rises. And let's talk Tupac, the guy whose death shook the entire industry. Turns out, after Tupac passed, Jay Z and Kanye's producer, Mike Dean, decided to get their hands on some of Tupac's unreleased tracks. In an interview, Dean spilled the beans, saying, "After Tupac died, Daz Dillinger and I stole a bunch of reels from Suge Knight. We released like 6 songs that were really crazy talking. These songs were from Tupac's unreleased Machiavelli album." By the way, Kanye West brought up Diddy, Jay Z, and Beyonce while discussing the influence of powerful entities over fellow celebrities, and even said that he can say whatever he wants and not go to jail. "I can say whatever I want and not go to jail," Ye tells the camera. "They can't control me. You get what I'm saying? They can control Shaq. They can control Charles Barkley. They can control LeBron James. They can control Jay Z and Beyonce, but they can't control me. You see, it ain't no name I won't name. It's up." Ye then brought up his deceased mother, claiming she was sacrificed before adding, "I'm the P that never nobody, but that means I can say whatever I want. My mama ain't here, my mama was sacrificed. You can't send none of y'all Meek Mills, y'all Puffies, y'all Lil Boozies, none of these name, none of these people that have to listen to y'all. I never kid nobody. I'm the P that never kid nobody, but that means I can say whatever I want."
Control LeBron James. They can control Jay Z and Beyonce.
But not you, man.
But they can't control me.
Not
You see, it
you.
ain't no name I won't name.
Exactly.
It's up. I can't send none of y'all Meek Mills, y'all Puffies, y'all Lil Boozies, none of these names. None of these people that have to listen to y'all because they're dealing, they have legal. I never nobody, right? I'm the pussy that never killed nobody, right? But that means I can say whatever I want and not go to jail.
He then goes on to mention Michael Jordan's father, insinuating that the basketball legend's dad was similarly sacrificed. Now, whether Kanye's claims hold any truth or if he's stirring the pot remains uncertain. This adds another layer to the complexities of the music industry, and as more stories emerge, it becomes increasingly disturbing. Well, folks, it looks like Jay Z and Diddy might just have a bunch of questionable stuff in common, and that's apparently the glue keeping their friendship intact. Even though Jay Z hasn't stepped up to publicly have Diddy's back, the rumor mill is buzzing about them still hitting up parties together. But hey, I'm curious, what do you all make of this juicy gossip? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's keep the conversation going. Catch you in the next video.